places to park. Like for some reason, Rich had a space right out front.
Well,
Well, I moved the cone. Is that all right?
Yeah,
I'm going to say yes.
just put it back when.
Well,
really.
having had a Hillsborough address for lots of decades, I have to say I have never once seen a tow truck in Hillsborough and never once seen anybody get a parking ticket. I'm not sure you couldn't just park it in the middle of the intersection on King Street and just leave your car there for a couple hours.
Why don't we try that with your truck, Bob?
Good idea.
Everybody, you heard it here first, and you know who to blame if something bad happens. Well, Rich, as you know, we like to just jump in and have you play a song, whatever you'd like to play. We'd love to hear.
Sounds good. This is called Rattling Chains. I've searched the quiet night time for a ghost I've yet to find. My attic steps are haunted, but those stairs I keep on climbing. For there I hear a creaking, sense of presence unexplained. And in the quiet of the night comes the sound of rattling chains. Chains rattle in the attic, in the house down memory lane. Yard sales and yellow letters can't chase that ghost away. An old trunk filled with souvenirs from a lover's game sits dusty in my attic with that ghost with the rattling chains. Old photos fill up albums, old songs fill up my head. Time left in a bottle, lost with all we might have said. Soft summer ocean breezes still feel so warm and near. I'm haunted by those rattling chains each time her ghost appears. Chains rattle in the attic, in the house down memory lane. Yard sales and yellow letters can't chase that ghost away. An old trunk filled with souvenirs from a lover's game sits dusty in my attic with the ghost with a rattling chain. I never did believe in exorcists or the paranormal. Prefer to have my spirits come in glasses and in bottles. Though I move so far away with few crumbs left to follow, on many nights as I lie awake I can still hear those chains rattle. Chains rattle in the attic, in the house down memory lane. Yard sales and yellow letters can't chase the ghost away. An old trunk filled with souvenirs from from a lover's game sits dusty in my attic with the ghost with her rattling chains. Oh, an old trunk filled with souvenirs from a lover's game sits dusty in my attic with the ghost with a rattling chain. I'm still searching through my attic for that ghost with rattling chains. Thank you. Thank you.
Rich Scher. Rich, tell us about that song. When did you write that one?
That song was from earlier this year, but there was an image that had been kicking around for years, and I just couldn't figure out how to get into it. And then it just one day, it inverted itself, and it made sense and came out pretty quick after that.
It's noteworthy that you let it alone and let it, do its thing instead of trying to push it over all this time.
Yeah, so on my phone, the only thing I really like about it is the note function, because all the crazy ideas just get jotted down, and then somewhere I remember that I thought that. What did I write about it? What I wrote about it, what was really more an image of a ghost, but it sounded trite, what I had originally written down. So
that is, in my mind, the prime benefit of these little pocket computers we carry around is memory devices. All of those things that normally we would have forgotten and it would have just been gone. We can just talk into your phone and it's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rich, we asked this of, I think, every guest over the last 3 years of regarding what you just said. This is a song that all of a sudden came together. So for you, during the COVID unfortunate times, was that a productive time for your songwriting or not?
It was absolutely it was because of COVID that I finally actually decided to get serious. And I think it was because this is my main source of therapy, and I was playing it so much, just trying to
get through
chill
the day.
out and get through it and make sure my 4 kids were healthy and all that. And I started to realize, okay, if you're going to do this, why don't you dig out all those old notebooks that you didn't really pay attention to very much and start writing.
Well, we'll dive down into your musical history as we move through the show, but we're mainly here to hear your fine music. So what do you have for us next?
So I've got a song that is actually, it's only been played in a little songwriters group, or song circle.
We'll take that as a world premiere.
Yeah, it's kind of a world premiere. And I wrote this a while ago and thought it was just for me, and then thought, well, it's not a song if you don't play it for somebody, right? And this is about love and a father's legacy. It's called My Father's Stories. Throwing Spaldings against a stoop and pennies against the wall. Fire escape when it got too hot, and football in the fall. Bronx bombers for the kid from Brooklyn, and pickles from a barrel. I'd heard those stories my whole life from the man I tried to follow. His mother's hand full of love in a bread line full of loss. In his eyes, but not his voice, we saw the lingering cost. Heart-scrapped tears were never bitter as his stories cried with joy. Still I struggle to hear the man while I was just a foolish boy. My father's stories often told never seemed much use, while I harbored my resentment and tried to kill the youth. Now he's gone and I understand how his stories nourished me with a father's love that's been passed on to my own family. Cheap whiskey and his lazy boy, my kids worship at his feet. Laughing about his night in jail with his long-lost friend Khabib. If there's glory in the escapades from that Coney Island town, it's in the love those boardwalk memories continue to pass down. My father's stories often told never seemed much use, as I harbored my resistance and tried to kill the youth. Now he's gone and I understand how his stories nourished me with a father's love that's been passed on to my own family. Oh, there's so much now as I grow old that I wish to emulate. After all those rebellious years and resentment so misplaced, now when I see his face and eyes stare back from the mirror's gaze, I hope he's proud of what I passed on and kept good his loving name. My father's stories often told never seemed much use, while I harbored my resentment and tried to kill the youth. Now he's gone and I understand how his stories nourished me with a father's love that he passed on to my own family. With a father's love that he passed on to my own family. With a father's love.
Hey, Rich Scher, live here on Pass the Hat.
Thank you.
You guys are looking at me like you know that 1 year ago yesterday I lost my father, and that was a kind of a poignant song for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you are listening to Richard Scher live here on Pass the Hat. Richard, where can folks find out where you're going to be playing and get some of your music?
I usually post where I'm playing on Facebook, and my music is on my YouTube channel, Rich Scher Songwriter. If
S-C-H-E-R.
S-C-H-E-R. If somebody wants to help produce an album for me, I'd be all ears. Self-promotion, I know, but...
There might be some people like that out there. You never know.
John Shane would be a name that...
I know that name.
John and FJ, Good Luck
FJ
Studios.
Venture, yeah.
But, by the way, you do have a couple of folks from Boston listening.
Oh, wow. Hi out there, Bostonians.
Brenda and John, say howdy.
Hi, guys. They are dear friends from music camp, believe it or not.
How about that?
What music camp did you attend?
It's called Summer Acoustic Music Weekend. It's put on by another radio station, WUMB, out of Boston, which has unbelievable music. And I met them there, and they're wonderful.
We have only believable music here on Pass the Hat.
But we ought to have a camp.
We really ought to have a camp.
That's a great idea.
Then
We need
wouldn't.
more things to do.
Rich wouldn't have to go to Boston. He could just go to Hillsborough.
Or I'd go to both.
Hey, go to both.
Well, yeah, it's kind of you can't have too many music camps. Just because you have one guitar doesn't mean you don't need to buy 5 more.
Well, Rich, you said that you've been having these songs floating through your life now for some time. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up outside of Boston.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
And was there much music in your household at that time?
You know, my mom loved Broadway and show tunes and, you know, the classic jazz, Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald. But I didn't start anything musical till literally my second day of college, when my first roommate had a guitar and I said, "Would you teach me?"
Oh, all right.
Why did you want to learn?
I had always wanted to, but just, you know, many things got in the way.
Yeah, life.
And then when I did learn, for many, many years, a lot of things got in the way again, and I didn't play for quite a while.
So it took a pandemic.
Yeah. Is that only over the last 3 to 5 years that you've been playing, or a little bit longer than that?
I mean, I've been playing since I was 18. There were probably 10 years I didn't play for medical. There were physical reasons. Then I was playing a lot, but the songwriting really just started seriously with the pandemic. And to be perfectly honest, 3 years ago, I would never have played for anybody, including my family. I just played for me.
Well, we met at the Come Out and Play Sculpture Show down south of Scarborough, and through the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op, and so that's a great organization, and I'm glad that they brought us together and brought you here today.
Me too. Me too.
And as we said, we're here to get in as much music as we can,
All of the music.
All right.
all the time.
Let me switch guitars for this.
We will allow that.
That
The-
last guitar was a Takamine. Is that how we pronounce it?
I think so.
Yeah, Takamine.
That's how I've heard. I call it a Takamine, but everyone says Takamine.
Well,
Well-
I'm noticing that you're picking up a Martin. Is that the Martin Roadmaster?
This is the DM15, the mahogany, which
It's
I,
very similar to the guitar I have and love very much.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
I
guitar.
heard this and said, I need that guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. This is also a world premiere. Literally, has been played for nobody.
We like those here.
So this is called Summer's End. I started feeling sweet fall breezes that mark the summer's end, where I can breathe in deeply come September once again. I watch as black-eyed Susan fade and go to seed as the days grow shorter and the years recede. I started thinking sweet fall breezes would bring the chill back in. Best to lay a cord or two before the snow flies on the wind. And though my favorite sweater needs more yarn to mend, it comforts when the the thoughts of you arrive with the summer's end. Summers come, summers go, we're back in school again. Those first cool days of autumn when you were more than just a friend. Summers come, summers go, and the summer's sun descends. Autumn's chill with your memory comes with the summer's end. I guess I'll light another fire to keep the frost at bay. Corn is all turned brown and the birds have flown away. Though the leaves all trumpet crimson gold, they can't chase the winter's gray, leaving me so blue and cold, thinking of our summer days. Summers come, summers go, we're back in school again. Those first cool days of autumn when you were more than just a friend. Summers come, summers go, and the summer sun descends. Autumn's chill with your memory comes with the summer's end. Those sweet dog days of summer, you lying next to me, gone with autumn breezes, summer just a memory. Summers come, summers go, back in school again. It's first cool days of autumn when you were more than just a friend. Summers come, summers go, and the summer sun descends. Autumn's chill with your memory comes with the summer's end. Autumn's chill with your memory comes with the summer's end. Autumn's chill with your memory comes with the summer's end. Thank you.
That was a pretty song. I liked how you went up the fretboard with those cool chords and back down. So, do you find yourself kind of in the same chord patterns, different songs, and it helps to go new places like you did on that song?
So this is the first song. This is drop D tuning, and I never written a song. And when I wrote this, it wasn't what I thought of. But then I thought, well, I want that drone would be kind of cool in this song. So I tried it. You know, by the end of this, you'll see I'm primarily a cowboy chord kind of guy, which I'm okay with that.
That's okay.
If it sounds good. But I'm trying to experiment and branch out. And
The drop D is that sends you new places. And
Absolutely.
That was really nice. Enjoyed that.
By the way, Jill and Marty, also of Boston, say they're listening.
so, dear friends also, hi guys.
Now, they say listening. I don't know if that means watching or listening, because we are live streaming for you folks who are just listening and might want to actually see also. You can catch us on all of your favorite live streaming services, and your favorite live streaming services are Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Find us at Whoop Pass the Hat at WHUP Pass the Hat.
And if you happen to, I have friends who would enjoy the show but were otherwise preoccupied this evening. Bob, all these are archived for
Forever.
indefinitely.
That's right. If you go out to both Facebook and YouTube at Whoop Pass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat, you'll not only see us live right now, but a huge archive of all of our previous live streams there also. Twitch keeps them for only 2 weeks because it's a gaming platform. Nobody wants to watch a game from 5 years ago.
I didn't know what it was.
Now you do.
I know.
It's a very cool platform, but it's mostly folks a lot younger than us watching other folks a lot younger than us playing video games.
Well, that sounds exciting to me.
It is to them. It's weird, but it is.
To each his own.
Absolutely.
People make millions of dollars doing this.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
Oh,
them.
well, then it does sound exciting to me.
But Twitch was also brilliant during the pandemic. They saw that there was a great need for musicians live streaming, and they said, we've got the platform for you already. And many musicians have been live streaming regularly on Twitch, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Rich, when you get an idea for a new song, and maybe you've put a nugget on the notes thing on your phone or something and then you have time to sit down and see if you can work it up. Do these songs just come blasting out all at once, or tell us?
Well, I don't know if I'll get to it tonight. There is one song I've written that literally was 25 minutes at 2 a.m. in Bozeman, Montana. And that was it. It never changed after that. But I usually agonize.
So if songwriters only have a limited amount of time and need to write a bunch of songs, they need to go to Montana
Absolutely.
to do it, obviously.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Is that where you went with your family, Montana?
I've been to Montana many times.
Yeah.
Never been as far east as Bozeman. I've always been up in the Bitterroot Mountain area.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic up there. But I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I can see how people would go out there and
Stay.
just write songs.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I would. That would be awesome. Maybe then I'd have a lot more come pretty quickly. But
Well, so Rich, these that don't come quickly, what's the process? You get some words together, or you have like a hook, like a fancy little phrase, or you have a chord structure and no words, or all those, or what?
So my songwriting comes because I walk every day, and usually have music on in my iPods, no plug intended, and it's kind of it's a bit of a form of meditation, and something will just pop, and what I've become more attuned to is if something shows up and it wasn't what you thought you were thinking about, just write it down, because it's usually what ends up becoming a song for
Our
me.
guest last week alluded to just that she was talking about her songwriting process. And she discussed just that. And listeners probably know I'm a runner. And I do the same thing, that I often will meditate through poems or songs, come up with new ideas, but I also work through the hard stuff when I run. Bob does it. Bob walks miles
Exactly
every day.
the same, yes.
And whether you're a creative artist or not, that physical act, like your brain is part of your body, and it works it all out.
That and just being outside.
Yep.
Like it's the best. It's the best therapy in every way, and it's the best thing for my songwriting in every way.
Preach,
So,
Bob.
Totally agree.
That's exactly what Abigail said last week, is about the woods
Yes.
Yeah.
and the trees.
I heard that. I was a little, wondering how it would go trying to follow her, because she was fantastic.
Nobody can really follow Abigail down.
No.
So let's just forget that happened.
Well, everybody, we are approaching the top of the hour, and we are WHUP LP Hillsboro. And Rich, if you see that pink thing lying down there, if you would
It's fuchsia.
hold that up, or future,
It's
or
kind of festive for the
and
holidays.
Bob, what
right?
is that?
Well, we do have a. What do we have?
And our
We have,
two
a,
sponsors.
we have a sponsor for the second hour of the show, and that is Matthew's
it
Chocolates.
upside down.
Support for this second hour of Past Ahead is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, we all have chocolate needs. Every guest here on Past Ahead gets a gift of chocolate from Matthew's, and often it's one of these fantastic 1-pound chocolate bars, and there's probably a label on the back that tells you what's on the inside. So if you happen to be allergic to any of that stuff, it's okay if you leave that behind in the studio.
Not a chance. And they have great hot chocolate, too.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
In fact, some of that is made here almost in-house, right, Kim Lane?
My daughter is the person who mixes the hot chocolate, mixes together.
Well, we've enjoyed many a hot chocolate.
That makes her a barista, does it?
I don't know what it makes her, but she
Chuckista?
gets into the
Chuckista?
car after the show each night, and she is reeking of peppermint. Like, my car smells great, but she's reeking of that stuff. It's pretty terrific.
That's like aromatherapy, isn't it? She
Oh,
must,
it is.
She must be happy coming out of there.
Yeah, she loves it. Are you kidding me? It's great.
Who doesn't want to work in a chocolate shop as a teenager?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a dream
it's
job.
the dream.
Yeah. Well, we are here in this second hour with Rich Scher, playing some of his fantastic music, and you can find him on Facebook. Just look for Rich Scher. That's Scher. I think it's actually richard.scher.79. That's how we find you on Facebook.
Really?
I think. I could be wrong.
And there's a bunch of
Well-
great videos you have out on YouTube that
do.
Oh,
I
that's
saw.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really nice.
Rich Scher, Scher, songwriter. Yep.
On YouTube. Yes.
Please visit. Please let me know what you think.
And Rich, we would love to hear some more of your music.
Awesome. I'd love to play some. So I'm actually going to play a couple. I said I was from up in the Boston area, and to say I've had a tortured experience with my hometown would be, understatement. But this is a song. It's called Mill Pond, and I wrote this in response to an awesome discussion with dear friends one night about what was going to happen at the end of the road. So this is Mill Pond. I'm going to start again because I hate the rattle from this thing.
I thought it might be the capo, but it was the
It's
tune.
that, and I forgot it was there.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
Good.
The one stoplight still blocks traffic at the Elm Square Bridge, and Jerry's still sells chocolate fraps like it always did. The old school's now a soccer field, and the ice skates gather dust, 'cause winter's not as fearsome as it always was. Though I moved and raised a family where the sweet magnolias bloom, that small town by the windswept coast is where I set my roots. So lay me down at the river's edge when my journey ends, in the place where I come from, where I'll take my final rest. Lay me down where I come from, though the mill pond's choked with weeds. Where I'm from ain't no place special, but it's surely home to me. Lay me down where I come from, where the river meets the sea. Forged by storms and bitter winds that surely did make me. The Grass grows round the memory stones like an old quote torn and frayed. Not often that I've read the words that mark their silent days. All the rest I care about have scattered to the wind. I have no need to travel back to see them all again, but lay me down at the river's edge when my journey ends, in the place where I come from, where I'll take my final rest. Lay me down where I come from, though the mill pond's choked with weeds. Where I'm from won't make no whisk, but it's surely home to me. Lay me down where I come from, where the river meets the sea. Forged by storms and bitter winds, they surely did make me. Oh, lay me down where I come from, not where I choose to be. Where I'm from ain't no place special, but it's surely home to me. Oh, lay me down where I come from, in that small town by the sea. Forged by storms and bitter winds, they surely did make me. It's the place where I come from, and it surely did make me. It's a place where I come from, and it surely home to me. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Speaking of Boston, Rich, am I wrong that if you go to downtown Boston and head north, you get to South Boston?
You stumped. No, it's not correct. But I had to think about it.
I had heard somebody say that, and I thought that sounds like something that would happen in North Carolina and not Boston.
Or Maine. Can't
Sure.
get there from here.
Right.
What happened to your Matt Damon Boston accent anyway?
So I had a little, but my folks grew up in New York City.
Okay, yeah.
So I had that moderating influence, but if I had enough of that bourbon, you might hear it slip out a little bit.
Have a drink, Rich.
As you've written your songs, you said you're later to the songwriting and sharing in public of your stuff. So have you begun to understand why it is you're writing and sharing? Because you've mentioned your family and you've mentioned yourself. And what I wonder is, as someone else who came into this particular art form late, are you doing this for you, or are you doing this to leave a legacy for your family? Are you doing it to tell your story to them?
That's heavy. So I wrote my first song when I was 18. I knew 3 chords. My roommate said, we need to play together. Let's buy a microphone. I said, I know GCD, barely.
That's all you need.
Right. But I wrote a song, and I would say pretty much continuously, there was a part of me that knew it needed and wanted to do that. That, as Mary Gaucher has said, if you've read her book, Saved by a Song, I didn't give myself permission to do it. And I can make all kinds of excuses, and but I think when I don't think COVID did this as much as gave me the space to say, well, God damn it, do it. Mm-hmm. And I did it. I do it for me, but I do believe that kind of that whoever it was that is credited with that, if if you don't play it for at least one person, is it really a song? Then maybe it's a poem or it's a diary entry. I don't know what it is, but I just told myself, just do it. Just go ahead and sing for somebody. And my thanks to the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op, because the first place I ever played publicly was at the annual meeting 3 years ago, I think.
Right.
And, I could barely, I thought my hands had become paralyzed. I couldn't play a G anymore. I couldn't do it. But I just said after that, I'm going to keep doing it. And the songs are there, sharing whatever it is I'm feeling, thinking about, which hopefully is somewhat universal.
Well, you're the only person who can tell your story. If we don't tell our stories, someone else will, especially if you have family or friends. And so I always think it's good to take the bull by the horns and tell your own story. I think you're doing a good job of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more. You got another one for us?
Absolutely. What was I going to play next? I'll use this one.
I'm digging how he has different guitars for different purposes, y'all. The man came prepared.
You're going to buy yourself another guitar for Christmas, aren't you?
No. Although it is not. Although my daughter might need one.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
My daughter.
I have a friend who's really into fly fishing. Whenever he wants a new fly rod, he says he's buying it for somebody in the family, knowing they'll hardly ever use it.
Oh, yeah. When I was 7 years old, I got my mom a catcher's mitt for Christmas.
Good call. Well, that's good sonning.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is in keeping with the home theme, but it's different. This song I wrote a while ago, but it's actually one of my favorite songs. So hopefully you'll like it. It's called Snowflake Kisses. Driving west on 113, New England won't let go. Snowflake kisses on the windshield, my thoughts swirl like melting snow. Familiar buildings and old friends, slightly weathered but steadfast. Winter's memory where we used to sled like snowflake kisses you flowed past. Snowflake kisses drip against my brow. New England chills me to the bone, nor'easter winds bear down. Country roads and old stone fences covered white with snow. Southern breezes, soft and gentle, in the here and now, can melt the cold of old New England. And snowflake kisses from long ago. Driving east out on 110, nothing sinister to find. Around the bend in the blackening snow, after all this time, where once on a December night I see moonlight reflected red, snowflake kiss frozen for all time. Try to remember what we last said. Snowflake kisses drift against my brow. On New England chills me to the bone. Nor'easter winds bear down. Country roads and old stone fences covered white with snow. Southern breezes soft and gentle in the here and now can melt the cold of old New England. And snowflake kisses from long ago. If I turn left at the next street, I know it looked the same. Same old house in the same old place, same tears and the same pain. Snowflake kisses drift against my brow. On New England still chills me to the bone. Nor'easter winds bear down. Country roads and old stone fences buried white with snow. Southern breezes soft and gentle in the here and now. Snowflakes soft against my brow. On New England, it chills me to the bone. Nor'easter winds bear down. Country roads and old stone fences covered white with snow. Southern breezes soft and gentle in the here and now can melt the cold of old New England. Can melt the cold of old New England. And snowflake kisses from long ago can melt the cold of old New England. And snowflake kisses from long ago. Thank you.
Snowflake kisses. And for those of y'all who have moved from points north to North Carolina, you might get a chance for more snow than normal this winter, thanks to El Nino. Although it might just be a mud fest. Who knows? But what a fantastic song. And fantastic imagery with the snowflake kisses.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'm appreciating hearing that. I've really liked hearing about your parents in New York, the allusion to Coney Island and the images of your dad playing in the street.
Mm-hmm.
That was, why did those stick? Did your parents tell their stories a lot?
Well, my dad did, which is what was that.
That was our opening song, wasn't it?
It was.
Or
Or
It
the
was
second,
the second
one,
song.
yeah.
But my dad was one of the funniest people. I mean, so my dad was Norm Crosby, if you remember the comedian Norm
yeah.
Crosby, before Norm Crosby. I mean, my dad was just a malaprop machine. But he told really great stories, and he grew up in Coney Island during the Depression, and there were really distinct images from everything he told us. So
to be a good malaprop machine, you really have to be very intelligent and very observant.
he was very intelligent. He was an electrical engineer for Bell Labs. He was smart, but funny.
It's interesting to make yourself sound silly and stupid. You have to be really smart about it.
He didn't really try. It just came
It
naturally.
just happened.
Yeah.
What comes next for you? It sounds like you've got some gigs coming up, but you had alluded to I'd like to record some music, but do you have a clear idea of what's coming next?
I don't.
Okay.
And what I've done to this point in the last 3 years, whatever it is now, I've lost track, has exceeded any dream I could have had, actually. Truly.
So it's a win already.
Total win.
And I think that speaks to our community as well. We hear that a lot from
Amen.
people, that this particular songwriting community from Winston-Salem, I would say over to like Garner area and around, is not competitive, super supportive. Some guy comes in from, Hillsborough or Chapel Hill, you roll up on the stage at the yearly meeting at the Songwriters Co-op, and boom, there you go. And I think that's pretty rare. I think it speaks highly of our community that people can sit on a radio show 3 years later and be killing it. It's all right.
I have felt like, the support I've been given and the encouragement has been overwhelming. I'm getting verklempt, but it's been kind of amazing. And when I started this journey, the only goal was just jump. And so
Yep.
I think I've jumped, and everything that comes after is, I'm trying not to set goals other than really enjoy the ride, because it's been awesome.
Well, I think that's what this community does, as Kim was pointing out. You start out, or a lot of people start out, with a lot of trepidation, a lot of worries of, oh my God, I'm kind of putting myself out there. That water looks freezing. I don't even want to stick my toe in. But when you do stick your toe in, there's that whole community who are just pulling you into their warm embrace of, this water isn't cold, it's nice and warm, and everyone's out here having fun.
And I've found that I found it local here at the summer camp I mentioned, and that was the first. I performed there the first time I went on a stage in this beautiful old church, beautiful acoustics, in front of 125 plus people, and the warmth and support, and I've felt it here and everywhere I've been. So I thank all those people.
Maybe it's just musicians everywhere.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
Rich, listening to your songs, I can hear different parts, like different guitar parts, or maybe a cello or things like that. So I think as you consider the journey, you might enjoy hooking up with some people and just jamming, and see what it feels like to have other instruments. If you haven't done much of that already, it's great fun. And the nice thing about, and you might want to just meet John Shane and you have some coffee or something sometime. You don't need to do with John and FJ, whole records. You could just, record a single song and see what that feels like. The nice thing about working with them, as many of our visitors have had, and there are other great producers and musicians in addition to them, but we just happen to have had them here on the show, is that John is an excellent guitarist and FJ a fabulous bass player. They know other different people.
They know everybody.
So I think you might really enjoy that. But tell you the truth, your solo work is splendid. Really enjoying this tonight.
Thank you.
And in that vein, how about another one?
Absolutely. So this is a song, believe it or not, I wrote on vacation. And you might think, what a crappy vacation, but it was an awesome vacation.
Best kind. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So anyway, this is Amsterdam Tonight. Today I saw Van Gogh's almond tree, and I cried a tear, thinking of you, trapped in spring like the blossoms, soft and white. But the Amstel flows and the roses bloom in Amsterdam tonight. Yeah, the Amstel still flows and the roses bloom Today I saw Anne's hidden rooms, and I cried a tear for floating clouds and summer dreams forevermore denied. But those bikes ride by, and the canals are alive in Amsterdam tonight. Yeah, the bikes, they ride by, and those canals are alive in Amsterdam tonight. The sun is setting on the rooftop. Streets are crowded as boats drift by. The day weighs heavy. My thoughts won't stop in Amsterdam tonight. Oh, the day weighs so heavy in Amsterdam tonight. Oh, tonight I saw the boss go down, and I cried a tear for fallen idols, autumn leaves, and the dimming of the light. But trains still run, and the show goes on in Amsterdam tonight. Yes, trains still run, and the show must go on in Amsterdam tonight. The sun is setting on the rooftop. Streets are crowded as boats drift by. The day weighs heavy. My thoughts won't stop in Amsterdam tonight. Oh, the day weighs so heavy in Amsterdam tonight. In Amsterdam tonight. In Amsterdam tonight. Thank you.
Everybody, we've been enjoying this hour with Rich Scher tremendously on Pass the Hat. Join us again next week, same time. But don't go away, because over the next 30 minutes, Rich will share some of Rich Scher's favorite music.
It's going to be a share.
Rich, thanks so much.
Thank you all.
And y'all
Jane
watching the
loved
live?
it.
You were going to say something?
I was saying thank you.
Oh.
I've really enjoyed this music.
It's been a fantastic night of music, and y'all enjoying the live stream. You don't have to stop enjoying the music. The live stream is going to end, though, but you can catch us. Kim is getting ready to click the button.
You
After
got to wave.
Well, after I tell you
And
that
happy holidays.
you can find us at WHUPFM.org for the next 30 minutes, and you can also find us always WHUPFM.org. Click on shows, scroll all the way down to Pass the Hat, and you can catch this show at any time, the high-def audio file, as well as all of our previous shows there. Now it's time to wave goodbye.